Welcome to Coach's Corner. This is our weekly set down with the coaches of Pohai Athletics, and we have Coach Scott Harmon, the head coach of your Ponca City Wildcat football team, now headed into the playoffs. And, there's so many highlights from this season. Those 5 wins in a row, that was the first time the Wildcats had 5 wins in a row since 2005. It's a big deal. It's also a big deal to get a home playoff berth, first round of the playoffs at home. And before we get to all of that and talk about the playoffs, talk about the OSSAA, they operate the gate. We'll talk more about that coming up. They also take care of the referees and all of the costs associated with having the game instead of Ponca City Public Schools doing that. So we'll talk about that here in a moment. But first, we want to talk Choctaw. It was a tough road game to end the regular season. Choctaw's a big, tough team, but your team showed up. The Wildcats showed up, your players showed up, and put some points on the board. It was just a really rough game. Can you kind of recap it for us?
Yeah, it's 21-3 going into the midway through the third. We kind of bounced back a little bit. Grant caught a little swing pass and got us on the board. Kind of got us off the snide a little bit. We didn't get very many breaks the first half. Kind of a couple of really bad missed lateral calls that kind of affected the game. But you just kind of have to work through those things. I felt like our kids did a good job working like that and getting it in close. We were kind of monitoring all the games around because there wasn't much chance for us to improve our playoff setting. So we were trying to stay as healthy as possible. We didn't even get that done. Unfortunately, we lost Brody Wicker to a broken collarbone probably, I think, early in the series. So we had to have some defensive guys play running back all the game.
Yeah, well, it was a tough game, and certainly wishing a speedy recovery to Brody. Those things happen. You hate to see them happen.
Brody's had a really good junior season. He's really grown. He's probably put on 3 or 4 inches and 20 pounds since he was a sophomore last year. So we hate to lose him to injury, but he had a really successful junior campaign.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the Wildcats at home for the playoffs. Tahlequah coming to town. We knew that it was going to be the loser of the Bartlesville-Tahlequah game. Is this who you were hoping to have in the first round?
We didn't mind either one, to be quite honest with you. Our kids would actually rather played Bartlesville a little bit after the first scrimmage. It got kind of heated in there, so they were hoping that Bartlesville would kind of slip up and lose one at home. But the coaching staff knew, we'd been scouting this pretty well, that it would be tough for Tahlequah to go on the road and beat a pretty good little Bartlesville team. Tahlequah is 3-7. They've won 2 district ball games and 1 district ball game. I've watched, I think, 8 films on them over the weekend, so I feel like I know them pretty well. They're junior laden. They like to run the ball, have an athletic quarterback. It's kind of funny. They have some Hominy ties in their coaching staff as well. So it'll be an interesting home playoff game, and we really look forward to it.
Keys to the game this Friday night for our Wildcats.
In the playoffs, it's all about defense and no turnovers, to be real honest with you. You have to do what you do well to score points, whether that's run the football or throw the football. I feel like you got to play great defense, and you can't turn it over, and you can't put yourself behind the chains. So we'll focus on that. That's generally our main game plan anyway. We'll probably throw it around a little bit more. We like we say, we're playing our 3 running backs, Grant Harmon, Jay Schneeberger, and Hayden LeClaire, all play other positions for us, so they're kind of platooning the running back spot. Really proud of those 3 and how they've kind of stepped up and played both ways for us.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this Friday night, we encourage everyone to get out there to Solon Stadium and back the Cats as they face Tahlequah in this first round of the playoffs. We'll tell you that OSSAA, they are operating the gate, so the admission is $10. I know that's a higher price point than the normal admission to a football game, but that's for the OSSAA. Now, here's something. Friday will be Veterans Day, so all veterans can get in for free plus a guest. So a veteran plus 1 gets in free to all first-round playoff games scheduled for this Friday night. We definitely want to see you at Solon Stadium to back the Cats in this first round of the playoffs. And we do want to let you know that the game will be live streamed at poncacitynow.com/TV with a special arrangement with the OSSAA. That's PunkCityNow.com/TV. And of course, all of the action on KPNC 100.7 FM with the voice of the Wildcats, Jordan Woodruff, being there. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. There's a lot of excitement about Wildcat football. You've got to be proud of your players. They've really worked hard.
I'm extremely proud. We graduated 33 seniors last year, and we actually lost 2 of our better juniors to transfer or moving. And this group of seniors has really kind of stepped up and led us to something we didn't really know if we could do or not. So we're extremely proud of them. We're going to focus on winning a home playoff game for the first time since 1986. That's the year after I left Ponca City with my dad in '85. You know what I mean? So Coach Benson and those guys were the last one to win a home playoff game, and I feel like if this senior bunch can do that, they kind of set themselves apart from a lot of senior bunches that have been through here.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Harmon, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is head coach Scott Harmon of your Ponca City Wildcat football team, and we hope to see you at Sullivan Stadium this Friday night. Tahlequah coming to town, first round of the playoffs at home. That's going to do it for this edition of Coach's Corner. Till next time, Wildcats, remember, hold that line.